Barça! Barça! Barça!
Hello and welcome here to Talk FCB, and welcome back here to the channel, guys, and we are going to be talking transfers today in a latest update on our business this summer and what we're going to be doing in the coming days and weeks. We are going to be discussing 9 players in total in this video, starting off with the done deals. Hazard and Lenglet are Barcelona players. Who is going to be joining them and potentially who is going to be leaving us this summer? All of that and more to come. Let's do this. So like I say, we will start with the done deals. Melo is officially now a Barcelona player. He was officially presented at the Camp Nou yesterday. He was delighted to be here, delighted to be in Barcelona, surrounded by the legends that are here. He said he was inspired as a youngster watching Barcelona, watching the players that we've had, and a deal was struck about a week or so ago now with Gremio to bring him in earlier than expected. It was expected that he would come in January 2019, but it all moved pretty quickly from there because Arthur made it very clear to Gremio that he wanted to come this summer, he wanted to come early, and once he'd made that clear, Gremio were open to doing the business. Barcelona closed it, Arthur arrived, and he is now here and a Barcelona player, and I think that's really, really important. We spoke about it before. Bringing him in this summer is going to be really vital for his development, to settle him in. It's going to be really, really key to bring him in now, to let him adapt to the city, you know, find a home, find a place where he feels a part of the city, a part of the new culture, and now also letting him surround himself with his new teammates, a new style of play, and all of those things, they do take time. We're going to need to take time to see the very best of Arthur, but I think when we do see the best of him, he is going to be a very, very good player, one for the future, and possibly one for the present. The other done deal, of course, is Clement Lenglet, the centre-back, coming in from Sevilla, and like Arthur, really, this one did move pretty quickly once it got going. Our second acquisition of the summer was also somebody who came in and wanted to join the club very, very early on. He made that clear to Sevilla, and once that happened, really, with that buyout clause that he had, it was very, very difficult for Sevilla to say no, to resist the deal. Once Barcelona paid it, once they had Lenglet's okay to join, it was all wrapped up pretty quickly indeed. His release clause was nearly 36 million euros. We paid the entirety of that, and of course we did agree contract terms with him, and his release clause has been set at 300 million euros, so no messing around with release clauses. Lenglet's is 300 million, signing a 5-year deal, and Arthur was a 6-year deal and 400 million buyout. So it's good to see that we're not messing around anymore with these buyout clauses. And with regard to Lenglet, I think he'll be a good acquisition. He's just 23 years old, not very old in terms of defender years. They do go on, of course, longer than most other positions. He already has La Liga experience, he already has Champions League experience, and I'm very sure that really, in a matter of time, he will become a French full international. He hasn't quite made his first cap for France yet, but that will come. And looking at it really in a long-term basis, looking to the future, him alongside Samuel Umtiti, both French internationals, I'm sure they will be in the near future. That could be a very, very good partnership for the future. Lenglet, a good defender, a good player with the ball at his feet. I think he'll be a good acquisition. And now then, moving on to possible acquisitions, and we will start with PSG's Adrien Rabiot, and he has a rumour really that doesn't seem to go away, with sources in Barcelona, MD, Sport, Cat Radio, they're all continuing to link us to Rabiot. The 23-year-old midfielder is entering the final year of his contract at PSG. He has a contract until the summer of 2019, and according to reports, if PSG can't agree a new contract with him this summer, they will look to sell. And that's what's making all this very, very interesting indeed, really. Are we really interested in Rabiot? Is Rabiot really interested in us, or is it all a big ploy for this new contract? Rabiot himself, according to reports, has demanded wages of 150,000 euros per week if he's going to join Barcelona, and that in itself I really don't like. Don't come here and start demanding things. Obviously players have ideal, scenarios with regard to wages and contracts, but at the same time, you're coming to a big club in Barcelona. We've got to remember who we are. We shouldn't be accepting demands of every single player that we come across. We should have our targets, we should have our dream signings, and they should get what they want, but not every single single player. It's a very dangerous precedent if we go around accepting these wage demands from players like Rabiot, so I think that's a real problem. And there is also a chance, of course, that Rabiot, like I say, is just using our interest, really, just using us as a club to get a better contract at PSG, to make them pay what they want to, and give him exactly what he wants in that new deal. So I think we're going to have to wait and see on this one. I wouldn't get too drawn into that yet. Clearly, maybe he's on our radar. I'm not really sure about him as a player. I think he had a good season at PSG. He is a decent midfield player. He wouldn't be a dream signing, though, in midfield, that's for sure. 150,000 a week is big wages. It would be a big fee, even though he's in the final year. You know that PSG wouldn't sell him on the cheap. But for now, let's wait and see what happens. Let's wait and see if there's any real substance to this rumour and whether PSG can keep hold of their man. Now we'll move on to Willian, and this is another interesting deal, an interesting rumour. According to Sky Sports in the UK, which is usual actually a very reliable news outlet, Barcelona have now made 2 bids for the Brazilian, and they're actually waiting now to hear on that second bid. And Sky Sports actually say that we've been working on this deal now for in excess of 3 months. We've been working really hard on Willian, talking to his representatives. He's got very similar people around him to what Paulinho did. We're going to come on to Paulinho in a minute, but very similar representatives, not in terms of agent, but advisories and things like that around him to Paulinho, obviously a Brazilian international as well. Our first bid, according to Sky Sports, was around 56 million euros, and our second bid has gone in at the 60 million euro mark. Really big money, very big in our transfer budget. His wages as well would be on the big side. And again, it's not that Willian's a bad player. He's really not. It's not that Willian wouldn't come in and give his all. He's a player that never stops running. Very good at working hard. Very good work ethic. He is a good player. It's not that at all. But you just got to question the ambition, really, of Barcelona here. We're once again going for a Brazilian player entering now his final years. He's 29 right now. He turned 30 in August. So in a few weeks' time, he's going to be 30 years old. 60 million for that? I'm really not sure. And you look to the future, when you look at Barcelona as a club, is this really the route that we want to consistently be taking ourselves down? I don't think so. He's a player that can be effective. We know that. We saw that against us in the Champions League. But at the same time, Chelsea fans are begging their owners to accept this offer. They don't want Willian at the club. They think 60 million euros is a great deal for Willian. And when you see that happening, you've got to think ourselves, is this a good deal? I'm not sure that it is. I'm not sure that it'll happen. Once again, we're going to have to wait and see. But if it was me, I would exercise caution here. That's a lot of money for somebody who is a good player, but is it a good move for the future? I would say no. And in order to sign Willian, we would also need to free up one of our 3 non-EU slots, which could mean an interesting move for Yerry Mina, which we will be coming on to later on. We have also been linked with other Chelsea players, Adrien Hazard and N'golo Kante. Both of those have been linked in the Spanish media to Barcelona, and I think when you're looking at it, when you're saying 60 million euros for Willian plus his wages, why not go and pay, yes, a significantly more money, but go for Adrien Hazard. Somebody with real quality in his prime years, had a sensational World Cup. You know that he would suit the Barcelona way of playing, and for me, we've got to aim higher. We've got to be more ambitious. We've got to remember the club that we are, the players that we have playing for us. We want to get the very best talent available, and Real Madrid will be going after Hazard too. Real Madrid are not going to go for Willian, they're going to go for Hazard. It's that simple. Yes, they've lost Ronaldo, but we lost Griezmann in this battle as well. We should have signed Griezmann. We thought we were going to. We had the funds there for him. It didn't happen. Now go and sign somebody else. Keep that ambition. Keep searching for the top players instead of lowering your sights. What I would say about Hazard though is, realistically, it is not going to be easy. Realistically, we're not going to end up with him, but it is nice to dream. Kante, though, has been linked with us by Damasio. Again, usually a very reliable source. They say that Barcelona are looking at Kante. They would try to include Gomes in any possible deal. And there is a bit of belief at Chelsea that following Chelsea's signing, expected signing really, of Jorginho and under new coach Sarri, Kante may be expected to leave and might not play as big a role as he has done under Antonio Conte. Another club that is interested in Kante, though, is Paris Saint-Germain. Now on to our exits and possible exit. One that has been confirmed, of course, is Paulinho, and this at the time was a shock to me. I didn't expect to sell Paulinho this summer. I didn't expect us to let him go, and if anything, I did not expect to make a profit on him. But if this deal is to be agreed, it is a very interesting one indeed. He's going back to the exact same club that he left just 1 year ago. He's a year older now, and he's actually costing them even more money than they sold him for last summer, which is absolutely incredible for me, especially when you take into account account the huge import tax they have on foreign players in the Chinese Super League. It's not just the transfer fee, you then pay a percentage of that to the Chinese government on that deal as well. It is a very, very interesting one. According to reports, Paulinho has initially left the club on loan before the deal will become permanent for around 50 million euros, if indeed it is an obligatory clause. That is not being confirmed yet. It could be an optional clause, but a lot of people are saying they will have to pay it when that loan comes to an end. And look, I'm not complaining about this one. Whilst Paulinho did give his all while he was here, he did offer quite a few surprises along the way, but in general, you have to say that when he came in, he wasn't quite what we needed in those midfield positions, and now we can look to spend that money when it comes in. And of course as well, Paulinho's exit also opened up one of those 3 non-EU slots which enable Arthur to come in this summer. Now, I did say that we would come on to Yerry Mina, somebody who did have an absolutely phenomenal World Cup with Colombia. His stock rose massively during the tournament. They are eventually knocked out, of course, in the round of 16 stage on penalties to England. But Yerry Mina came out with his head held high. He was a standout player for Colombia, scored some really important goals along the way, and developed a really good understanding alongside Davinson Sanchez at centre-back. And that would have boosted his confidence enormously. He spoke very recently about his time at Barcelona so far. It's been frustrating. It was difficult for him, he said, to watch the games on TV, and that would have really boosted his spirits no end. And what it also would have done, of course, was really drive up that interest from elsewhere across the Europe for many, many clubs interested right now in Yerry Mina. Both Liverpool clubs in the Premier League have reportedly been linked with a move for Yerry Mina over the past week or two. Everton and Liverpool reportedly interested in signing the Colombian, with Everton right now apparently they've taken the lead in the race to sign Mina. Mina's agent though says that nothing has been done yet. There was a few rumours that a deal had actually been agreed with Everton. He says that is wide of the mark and is not true. All that's happening right now is that Yerry Mina is waiting to see what Barcelona are going to do. Do they count on him? Do they plan on playing him? Obviously, Longley's arrival isn't ideal for Mina, but he did impress at the World Cup. That will have helped his case no end. But will it be enough to keep Barcelona and keep him here? And like I mentioned earlier on, he does take up one of those very important non-EU slots. We only have 3 of them. Arthur is one. Coutinho is one for now. We don't know when that's going to get sorted. Yerry Mina is the other one. Will Barcelona keep him, or will we move him on this summer? And the final player that we are going to discuss is Adrien Gomes, and just a quick brief news on this one. It does look closer and closer right now that Adrien Gomes will be leaving the club this summer after it was confirmed that he will not be travelling to the United States with the rest of the squad for pre-season training and preparation. Barça are reportedly looking for about 20 million of the 50 million they paid Valencia back in 2014. We are going to make a significant loss on Adrien Gomes, but apparently both Arsenal and Juve have been interested right throughout the summer, but both of those clubs only looking to pay around 15 to 18 million euros to get Adrien Gomes' signature, so it's unknown right now where he's going to be heading. Barcelona are going to take a big hit on this one, but they do want to move him on, and he won't be going on pre-season training. So that is basically the latest right now from the Barcelona transfer window. I will be keeping you guys updated where I possibly can. When things happen, I will let you know. But right now, Arthur and Lenglet are in. A few more potentially could be joining them. And on the exit door, that is very much open. We will hear more in the coming days and weeks. I will see you then, guys. Please leave all your thoughts and your comments down below. I'll see you soon. But until then, as always, Vesca! El Barça.